Time to walk and talk. I'm Joseph, this is Input English. Today I'm in a county park in Santa Clara County in Northern California. I am south of San Jose, and it took quite a long time to get here because of small winding roads. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, beautiful spring day, a little cool, and I'm standing in a picnic area in a county park called the Uvas Canyon County Park. Uvas, locally they pronounce it Uvas, but Uvas is the plural of uva, which is the Spanish word for grape. I don't know the origin of the name, but that's the name of this creek. The creek is behind me. It's back there and it's pretty far down. That canyon eroded over the long term and is quite deep. There is a trail over here that follows that creek, and the trail is closed because of current conditions. The county has determined that it's too dangerous. My plan today is to take you to an interesting place along this other walk. There are very few people here. It's really kind of comical dealing with this park and the local authorities. They made a big deal online that you had to have reservations, and if you didn't have a reservation, you'd be turned away. And I got this picture that the park would be just loaded with people and that there just wouldn't be room if you didn't have a reservation. Well, in point of fact, there's basically nobody here. Their methodology may make a lot of sense on the weekends. The other thing at work here is I don't know the trail conditions. They've got some signage that talk about trails that are closed, but they weren't very clear which particular trails were closed. So I think it's going to be a little bit of discovery on my part whether the trail is passable or blocked with signs saying do not enter. So this park is in a fairly remote part of the county. In order to get here, you have to take some very small winding roads. It takes a long time, and you go through a small town, if you can call it a town, a small place called Sveadal. Sveadal is a summer retreat. It was set up, as I understand, by the Swedish American Society. And there are a bunch of houses and people use it for summer retreats. And you drive through that little place in order to get here. I'm looking for the beginning of the waterfall loop trail. You know, as a kid growing up, I loved waterfalls. Where we lived, we didn't have any waterfalls, so we never saw them. And so it was on summer vacations that we would go to places and be very impressed with how beautiful waterfalls are. This park has a bunch of waterfalls, and I'm going to do my best to bring them into view for you. We're in a canyon. The canyon was cut by a creek, actually a couple of creeks, the Uvas Creek and then the Swanson Creek. And they come together in this park. The forest is a mixed hardwood forest, has a lot of different kinds of trees. Not a lot of vegetation on the bottom because the canopy shelters this area, puts it in shade, so there's not a lot of undergrowth. The rocks in this area, because of the high moisture in the air, are decorated with a lot of mosses. Gives it a beautiful color. It's a bright spring day. A lovely time for a walk in a park. So let me find our path to go on this waterfall loop trail. Here's the first thing I see that would qualify as a waterfall. Not real big, but there's a lot of flowing water, a lot of water noise, and it's beautiful. There's a wooden bridge above, and it looks like our trail is going to cross that wooden bridge as we continue on our journey. So you can see behind me there is quite the waterfall. Looks like 3 separate sections one after another. I'm standing on that wooden bridge. Gives us a good view of this waterfall. So now let's continue on our way. Okay, we are going up. This path goes up the canyon. Below us is the Creek Canyon. This is Swanson Creek. And from this vantage point, I see a lot of little waterfalls. There is a trail on the other side, but it's closed. The bridges over the creek are barricaded. They've got some maintenance issues and they've closed that trail, so we're not going to be able to go there. But from here you can see rather well. Compared to other county parks, I would observe that the signs here are harder to interpret. It's harder for me to navigate. That doesn't really detract unless one gets all swept up in a bunch of frustration. So here behind me there is a waterfall. I think there's an opportunity to walk up a little bit, but it looks rather nice. Take a hike up there and see what we can see. So here you can see the waterfall. It's a big one. It's not wide, but it's tall. Well, I'm back down to the main trail. This is that waterfall loop trail, and I think it's time to reconnoiter. It's a funny term. Reconnoiter means to take stock of one's position, look around, try to get oriented. So I'm going to look at the map and make sure that I'm on the right path that I want to continue on. So I'm going to reconnoiter. This is the upper falls. Top to bottom, probably 30 feet or more. The canyon continues to go up, or you could say come down to here. One can walk up there, but the sign explained that because of weather damage in the past few weeks, the trail is likely closed. A lot of broken trees, broken limbs, a lot of damage that the park is going to have to repair going forward. That's the upper falls. Here's that upper falls from the lower vantage point. I'm standing basically in the stream bed. Again, this was very much worth the price of admission. Well, it turned out to be a great day to visit this park. It was a great day for several reasons. One, it was a bright, sunny, but cool day. Two, there were not a lot of people here. And three, the place is just beautiful. You know, one could complain that some of the trails are closed. I don't choose to do that. The trails are closed because of a natural event. Big storms came through here, and the Park Service here, the county park officials, are being responsible. They've deemed that it's not safe to use some of the trails, so I support that. That makes a lot of sense. So from here, I need to find my way back down to the car. One of the expressions you could use here is, it's all downhill from here, meaning it's easy going. There's not a lot of climbing. It's going to be a downhill path, and that's usually much easier for us. I invite comments below, and if you like videos like this, be sure to click on this one next. See you soon.